Hello everyone, Happy New Year! Well, I guess it's a week after New Year. I meant to get this vlog out a lot sooner, but life, you know how it be. So yeah, I basically just wanted to make a little vlog, kind of just talking about what my plans are for this year, for 2020, because I've got a lot of stuff planned, you guys, and it's gonna be really good, I hope. I mean, I also wanted to talk about basically just like my entire 2019, kind of do like a little year in summary, a review, if you will, of 2019, because to be honest, 2019 was a really fucking good year for me. 2019 was probably definitely the most creatively fulfilling year I've had in a long time, especially after 2018, which fucking sucked. So yeah, like this year I did a lot of cons. I did 12 conventions, you guys. I spoke to so many of you, so hi again, I guess. So I went into 2019 being like, hell yeah, I'm gonna be a full-time fucking artist. I'm gonna be like the girl boss of my own fucking company, and I'm gonna be such a professional bitch. It's gonna be amazing. But I quickly realized that I had no idea what I was doing, or even what I actually wanted to be doing. Because up to that point, I'd been doing like commissions, odd comics jobs, like things like that. I did some illustrations for a card game, like just bits and bobs. And like I knew that I wanted to do comics, but my relationship with comics has always been very stressful. Well, not always, but in recent years it definitely has been. Mainly because of my big graphic novel passion project, Fire Lapse, which I keep going on about. I've been going on about this since 2016 and kind of alluding to it without being too specific, which I will continue to do here. But basically, I was in that way at the start of this year where it was like, I kind of know what I want to do, but I am both too fucking depressed and lacking the skill to do it. So instead, I spent about 3 months being miserable. And then I happened to have one post on Instagram just like blow up completely. It got like 13,000 likes when I was used to getting like 100. So it was crazy, you guys. It was pretty fucking wild. Since my Instagram kind of took off, okay, like I know you shouldn't be motivated by social media, but I'm very motivated by social media. Like, I'm sorry, that's just how I am. So eventually I was kind of like, right, I'm gonna put my big passion project to the side because it's clearly just stressing me out, and I'm gonna focus on what I have wanted to do for a long time, which is little diary comics, little autobio comics. Autobio is short for autobiographical, you guys. So yeah, I was doing these autobio comics, and pretty much immediately everyone was like, we like these, and I was like, cool, because I really like doing them. So that's basically what I've been doing ever since. And I'm just extremely grateful that people like them. Because I don't know what else I would be doing. And I know I kind of trailed off doing them at the end of 2019. Basically, because in sort of October through November through December, I took on way too many commissions. I think in November I did something crazy like 40 commissions, and I burned myself out in a big way, and I really hurt my wrist. It was bad, and I will never do that to myself ever again. It also led me to raise my commission prices, which I have been needing to do for a long time, because as it was, I was not even making minimum wage off my commissions. I think basically I'm just a fucking idiot who, like, I always want my commissions to be as good as they can be, so I put in, like, maximum effort, but I don't charge maximum prices. So, anyway, that is gonna change in 2020, so if you want to commission me, I guess do it now while they're still a bit cheap, because I'll probably raise my prices again. So I trailed off doing my comics a bit, but I've still been planning them, and I've got, like, 20 comics planned out currently, and that number's only going to grow. The comic that I did about sort of being on a beach and building a raft, and the whole thing is about like creative insecurity and like searching for like creative fulfillment while also like having crazy imposter syndrome. You can assign your own meaning to it. Like, I'm just a fucking fake deep bitch, so like everything I make has like a hidden meaning, but actually it's like not even deep. Anyway, so those, I actually have a lot more planned in that series. I have like a little story that I want to do with that. I was gonna just focus on that and like make it a big solid block, but I think what is gonna work better for me is to just kind of sprinkle them throughout and keep doing like other autobio stuff in between. I know that might be a bit annoying to read, but I mean, it'll be really clear which ones is that story because the color palette is totally different. So in 2020, I'm basically planning on I want to upload 2 autobio comics a week. That's going to be Mondays and Fridays. But behind the scenes, I'll be making like 3 or 4. And that way, I am going to be building a backlog constantly so that if I ever end up in a position again where I'm like working on commissions, or I expect during con season that I won't have as much time for comics. So yeah, so for now it's only going to be 2 a week. I originally wanted to have 3, but I think 2 is just easier on me, and it means that uploads should be consistent. I also want to do a weekly vlog. That's what this is. Which is basically just me talking while something's on the screen. Like today we're drawing hands. I don't know if you've noticed. But I'm also thinking of maybe moving from IGTV to YouTube. And by maybe, I mean definitely, because it's something that I want to do this year. The thing that puts me off is that so what I really like about IGTV is that it can kind of look like shit and no one cares. I know that sounds really bad, but you know, like I'm busy. I don't have a lot of time to really learn how to do video editing and make it pretty. But I feel like YouTube really kind of demands that. I feel like most people, if your video production is not super high quality, they just won't even watch your videos. So, I don't know, but I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna at least try it. And if it doesn't work, then I'll come crawling back with my tail between my legs, and everyone can laugh at me. So another thing that I'm gonna do this year, but this month, is open my Patreon, which I've been planning on doing for a very long time. I'm very nervous about it, for a lot of reasons, but I guess we'll see. I've just got to do it, I think, because, well, I'm not gonna explain myself. That's gonna be where I'm gonna post the backlog of comics. So, like, Patreon people will get comics before everyone else, but you'll also get other stuff. I've got so many sketches that I just don't publish anywhere. Works in progress. I'm going to do maybe, like, tutorials if people want them. A lot of people ask me about line art and things like that. Like line weights and how to get it smooth and, you know, just like stuff. What brushes I use also. So I think that kind of stuff will go on Patreon too. There's gonna be like basically like $1-2 tier that will get you pretty much everything relating to comics. But I also want to have like a $5 tier for my passion project, Violapse. And basically that's gonna be all the production for that. And it's gonna be other stuff, but like, I'm gonna have to make it 18 plus because Violapse is, it's not for kids, you guys. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk about it here. Maybe I'll make another video in the future, but I think until I make some like significant progress on it, I don't really want to talk about it. I'd rather show it. But yeah, so there's gonna be that too. I also want to make a Discord server. Basically because, like, okay, so being social online makes me very anxious, and, like, I really struggle with one-on-one conversations online. Like, I've left a lot of people hanging that I really regret, and I just think it would be really cool to have people in one place. So basically I'm just like, hey, it would be really convenient for me if all my friends were in one place. Like, wow, that would be so good for me. But actually though. But no, also just because like I want to interact more with people that enjoy my comics and people that like comment a lot. Like I know who you are and you know who you are. And like a lot of the time I feel weird replying to comments all the time. Like I used to reply to every single comment and like if someone said a nice thing, I'd be like, thank you. Cause it's nice and I like to say thank you. But like a while ago, like a few people kind of side-eyed me for it and were like, oh, you're only doing that to like boost your stuff on the algorithm, like blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh god, no, I don't want people to think that at all. I was just saying thanks. So I don't know. And other times, like, especially because now I get more and more comments. Nice flex specs. Oh my god. But no, especially because like now I get more comments, it's even harder to respond to every single one. And especially now that so the stuff that I'm making now is a bit more personal, so I kind of feel a bit more anxious about it, I guess. Like a lot of the time, my social media strategy, especially with Instagram, is to post and run, you know? And then like I'll read comments maybe like a day later, and then maybe I'll be like, oh god, now it's too late to reply to this comment for some weird reason that I've made up in my own head. Anyway, basically, strange online social anxiety makes me less social, obviously, but I think if I had a Discord server, then that would be really good because I'd get to like talk to people in a nice chill environment where it's expected that everyone will just dip in and dip out as they want to. Also, I want to do streams this year. I'm thinking of maybe just streaming like comic inking. I mean, you guys can recommend whatever you want to see, but I'm thinking of just inking comics, maybe sketching them as well. And just streaming, because every stream I've ever been to has been really nice and chill and fun. Like I went to one of my friend's streams like a few days ago, and it was just the best. It was basically just a couple of hours of us all watching her paint and having good chats, and it was really nice. And like afterwards I was like, yeah, I want this for myself. But I think if I had a Discord server, then that would make it okay. So my big fear with streaming is that like no one will come, but I think if I had a Discord server and I could like tell people in advance and I don't know guys, like it's just what I'm thinking. I think it would be good. Anyway, what other goals do I have this year? So I want to do 10 cons this year, which is less than last year. I did 12 last year, which was a bit too much. Maybe I'll do more this year, but I think I want to spend my effort on doing better cons. Because in 2019, I did a lot of really small cons that were just a bit, I don't want to say bad, but not necessarily worth the effort and stress, I will say. But yeah, in 2020, I'm already confirmed for DCon, Glasgow Comic Con, Hyper Japan, and SunnyCon. Hopefully, I'll be able to do both Rycons as well. I've just applied for Rycon Spring. Hopefully, I'll get in. I usually do Rycon. And then I'm going to apply for all of the MCMs as well. So that'll be MCM Manchester, MCM Scotland, MCM London, hopefully. I did it this year and it was very expensive, but I managed to break even. So I think that in 2020, I could do it better. And also, I don't know whether or not to do MCM Birmingham, because I did Dealers in 2019, which was like a £300 table. It might not have actually been that expensive, but it was at least 200, I think. Anyway, so I did Dealers, and like it was okay. I made a bit of profit, but like everyone always says that, well, apparently people say that MCM Birmingham is not that good, and no one really knows why. And I kind of felt that, like on the Saturday, I made like most of my money, like, and it was amazing, and I was like, wow, this is a really good event. And then on Sunday, nothing. I think I made like £30 on the Sunday. It was really bad. So I don't know, I'll have a think about it. I really want to do Thought Bubble. I've never done it before. I applied once in like 2016 and got rejected. Of course, because I had nothing. I don't know why I suddenly thought I could table at Thought Bubble. It was ridiculous. But now I feel ready, so I'm gonna apply for that when applications go out. I've signed up to the mailing list, so hopefully I'll get notified when applications go live. And yeah. So what other goals do I have? I also want to make shirts and pins and pencil cases. Just basically make some new merch. I really want to make a shirt. Well, I really want to make all of these things. I don't have any ideas yet, but it's something that I kind of toyed with doing last year, so I think, I've got a whole year to do this, even if I do it at like the end of the year. So that would be really cool and good and fun. But yeah, I think I've basically covered all of the goals that I have. I'm looking at my goals list that I made yesterday. And there's other stuff as well, like I want to pitch things to publishers. I want to pitch something 5 times. Or like do 5 pitches or something, I don't know. I did a few this year and got rejected for all of them, which I fully expected. And kind of like, I treated those as sort of like my practice pitches to kind of understand what it was like to pitch a comic. But I think this year I'd like to take that a little bit more seriously and kind of, because I've been doing self-publishing like all year, and for a bit of 2018 as well, but I think I'm kind of ready to maybe dip my toes into actually being published by a publisher and working with an agent at some point. I think that's something that would come much later in the year, but I'm definitely ready to at least start looking into it. But yeah, those are my goals for this year. Sorry that this video basically ended up me just being like, oh my god, here's all the things that I achieved this year, and here's all the things that I'm going to achieve next year. Although I guess next year is now this year. I'm still not used to this. Well, I guess no one is. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch base. Hopefully I'll have a new vlog up next week if I can stick to my schedule that I've laid out for myself. So my upload schedule is going to be Mondays and Fridays will be comics, Wednesdays will be vlogs, and Friday will be Patreon stuff. I'm thinking of launching Patreon on my birthday, which is the 18th of this month, although actually that is a Saturday, and I think it would be better to launch during a weekday, so maybe I'll launch on the 17th? I don't know. So yeah, if you wanted to get me a birthday present, pledging to my Patreon would be a really good present. Oh god. I'm really bad at self-promo, it's really awkward. Anyway, so that wraps it up, and before I embarrass myself further, I'm gonna go. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you all manage to achieve the goals that you have set out for yourselves, and if you don't, then I guess that's fine too, as long as you did your best. Bye.